friends. Hope you're doing well. I am not doing well because as of today, all of my teams are out of the Stanley Cup. I'm not a super hard supporter of any team specifically. This year I was rooting for the Caps because I wanted to see Ovechkin do well. I want to see him break Gretzky's record for goals. He's on par to beat it, I think. If he plays for like 5 more seasons, he only needs to get I think it was 30 goals a season, which is less than what he has been doing. I think it's something like that. But if he plays as long as the longest playing player right now, which is Zdeno Chara, who is also on his team now, and also is, I don't know if he's the tallest ever, but he's currently the tallest player. And as a tall person myself who plays hockey, I like watching that, which is why I cheer for the Caps. They have one of the tallest players. They've got one of the greatest goal scorers right now. So, hey, it's good. I'm a bandwagon fan. I also like DJ Oshie, and I really like Tom Wilson because he's got some muscle, and he's still good. He's not just a goon. He's still a pretty good player. But he is a goon too, and but I think hockey needs some goons, right? I don't know, old time hockey. But so they got beat by the Bruins, which is the team I hate the most because I don't like Brad Marchand. He sucks, and he's not even a goon. He's just like a dickhead. If you don't follow hockey, just Google Brad Marchand cheap shots or something like that, and there's 10, 15, 20-minute compilations of this guy just being a dickhead, his whole career, and people are like, "Whoa, he's a really good player." And you're like, "Yeah, he's a good player, so why be a dickhead?" And it's just dumb stuff. There's one where he's taking a face off and he steps on the guy's stick to break it before the puck drops, or just dumb shit like that. And even in this most recent playoff series, he tripped somebody in overtime on the elimination game. Dude, you could have cost your team the game. Also, he's got a stupid face. He's got a real punchable face, and I'm surprised no one's really just punched it in yet, because he's a big dick bag. Anyway, we don't like the Bruins. My little brother loves the Bruins, so fuck you, Tim. The Bruins suck. Anyway, so my team last season was the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I was cheering for them mostly because their mascot's polar bear. I like bears. Their colors are blue and white, and I like that dark blue. It's a good color. And also they're kind of like the Chicago Cubs of hockey in that they have not won a Stanley Cup. They have the longest drought of not winning a Stanley Cup. I think their last Stanley Cup was 1965 or 62. I don't actually know. It's been 50 years since they've won a Stanley Cup. So that's just and it's there's no other team that has a longer drought than them. So you gotta cheer for that, the underdog. And they have some good players. The problem with the Maple Leafs is that it's a team of good players, but not a team of good team players. And what I mean by that is we got Austin Matthews, who is the leading goal scorer for this season. And we got Marner, we got Nylander. You got a lot of talent, right? But the problem with the team is they're all finishers. They can put the puck in the net, but they can't get, as a team, work together to get the puck into the scoring positions that the closers need to close. And so when you get to playoff hockey and everyone's playing at the top of their level, you need that teamwork. It's the depth of the team. It's not superstars don't really matter in the playoffs. And if you even go look, a lot of superstars have diminished stats because everyone's just playing their minds out, and the superstars just can't close. They need the team to support. And that's the only time they can shine, is when their team's supporting them or the other team's not playing at par. So, it's really not that superstars are just that much better at hockey. In a lot of the time, it's just they are their skill level parity is very similar. What's happening is that they have very good hockey IQ, so they can read plays, and they have a lot of self-awareness, so they know, you know, they've studied the tape. They know where they do best. They put themselves actively in those positions, and so they can get in those positions all they want. But if their teammates can't get the puck to them, it doesn't really matter, you know, because if the other team's playing good and disrupting that, and especially with superstars, the other teams are going to be doing the exact opposite. They're going to be studying the tape, figuring out, like, how do we shut down Alexander Ovechkin? How do we shut down Connor McDavid? You know, how do we shut down Austin Matthews? They have that, and so they have that intel, and so it's easier to shut these superstars down, and the superstars have a harder time in the playoffs because that's the biggest weakness for the other team's defense. So anyway, so the Maple Leafs were my second team, and they just lost out to the Montreal Canadiens, of course, after they they were up 3-1 in the series. So they had won 3 games, they just needed to win 1 more, and the Canadiens came back and beat them for 3 straight games. And you're like, well, that sounds like the Maple Leafs. So I think we need Ted Lasso to come coach the Maple Leafs next year. Come coach hockey. And that's that kind of says, like, oh, the Maple Leafs are, you know, maybe they're not like the best team off the ice, but they actually do a lot of outreach. Austin Matthews especially is very dedicated with cystic fibrosis, and he goes and visits the hospitals like way more than the press gives him credit for. So good on him. Yeah, they're good guys. But he's also best friends with Justin Bieber, and Justin Bieber is a giant douchebag. So hopefully Austin Matthews can rub off. You know, whether or not you like the Biebs, that's up to you. You like whatever music you want. You know, there's things I like that you probably would hate, but I like. You know, it doesn't matter how good your music is if you're a dickhead like Justin Bieber had been. That's not cool. You know, like, dude, come on. Like, you have this platform, you have this money, you have an opportunity to really do some good things, and you're gonna go be a dickhead. So he needs to get his shit together, or maybe he has. You know, I don't follow him too closely because I don't really like watching things that just make me mad. You know, like, what's the point of just being angry all the time about Justin Bieber? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't alter my life. It's just one of those things where you're like, dude, try a little, just be better. Come on, how about, you know, you got a lot of impressionable fans. And I know, like, he was put in a place of celebrity at a very young age, so, like, that's gotta fuck with your head. But, like, you can afford therapy, man. Like, come on. Or just fake it. Like, be a sociopath and fake it. Like, help me out here, Justin. Help me out here, Beeps. You know, do some good. Convince your fans to do some good. You know. Drinking Zevia today. This video is not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor me, I will take pallets of Mountain Zevia. It's like it's sort of like soda. It's like a healthy soda. I'll read you the ingredients. Okay, so it's got no calories, no fat, no sodium, no carbs, no sugars, no proteins. Ingredients. This is why I drink it. It's supposed to be good for you. Well, it's not good for. It's just not bad for you. So ingredients: carbonated water, natural flavors, citric acid, stevia leaf extract, and caffeine. That's it. That's all that's in it. So it's way better than diet soda. It has recommended. If you got the Beatus instead of diet soda, you're supposed to drink this. It's not as good as diet soda or regular soda, but, like, I can't even drink regular soda anymore. It's way too sweet. I've been off the regular soda for so long. I've been cutting back my sweets again because if you follow, my A1C was really high, and I'm trying to get back to training. And now that I can play hockey again myself, last month was kind of like spinning up the wheels, getting ready. This month I'm going at it full force. We're getting on the path. We're going hard. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock tonight. I'm playing hockey twice. Got 2 hours on the ice. Nice. Started to get back into kettlebells last week, and this month I'm starting out. I want to try to do 100 kettlebell swings a day at a minimum. I've already got 50 in, and I'm gonna be doing Grease the Groove is kind of the methodology. If you're not familiar, Grease the Groove is where you take an exercise you want to get better at, or an exercise that like you want to increase your reps of, or you have to have a goal. So for me, the swing is very good. It's working a lot of the lower body stuff, just very good for hockey. Help your speed out. Very good for conditioning. It's good. Lose some weight. Get this junk back off, because I've gained. My weight's right back where it was last year, because I started at 280 something. I dropped down to like 239, and now I'm right back at 285. So getting that shit together. Anyway, the swing is good, and so with Grease the Groove, you're just gonna be like, let's say you can do 5 pull-ups, right? And you want to be able to do more pull-ups. So what you would do is you would get a pull-up bar, put it somewhere where it's easily accessible, like your office door. That doesn't work for me because A, I'm really tall, B, I'm really big. 280. I'm gonna fuck that door up pretty quick. But I can't do 1 pull-up, so whatever. I'm going good there though. And so you could do 5 pull-ups. So you want to be able to do more pull-ups. So what you do is just every hour, you just pop up 1, maybe 2, and that's it. It shouldn't be hard. It should be pretty easy. And you're just doing that, all day at work. And so normally you could do 5. If you're working out in the gym, maybe you get 10 or 15. But instead, you're at the office for 8 hours, and you're just doing 2 an hour. Now you have 16, but you don't feel tired, you don't feel wiped out, your muscles aren't hurting. So you got 16 good reps. You still go to the gym, and you do your 5, and now you got 21 on the day. So instead of doing 10, 15, yeah, you have 21 good solid reps, and you just keep doing that, and eventually, like, okay, now you do 6 or 7 pull-ups. So now every day you're doing 3 every hour, and that's, you just you work your way up. So it's a very proven effective method. Like it's one of those things where like the workout industry is this billions upon billions of dollars, like meant to confuse you. But really, like, as long as you're getting the work done, as long as you're getting the volume in, you should be pretty good to go, So think about that. So for me, 100 kettlebell swings, I'm just going to be trying to mow through those 100. And then I think next month or maybe August, we'll see how I'm feeling. I might try to do, there's a famous kettlebell challenge called the 10,000 Swing Challenge, where you swing, you do 10,000 kettlebell swings, which it's over 30 days. You do 20 days of 500 swings. So I might give that a shot and just half it and do a 5,000 swing, which is still pretty fucking respectable considering how relative out of shape I am. But who knows? You also don't want to go out and just like burn your fucking tendons, because those take, like, your muscles can adapt pretty quick, but it's your tendons, it's your joints that take a lot longer. They take weeks or months to kind of get to par. So oftentimes, especially like as a beginner, you want to start a little slower, because your muscles will adapt very quickly, but your joints will be like, fuck this. And that's how you get injured, is you're trying to up it too quickly. So you kind of got to find that sweet spot, and then you have to hold that plateau for a little bit, and then go up a little bit. And so that's why, like, a lot of programming, and this is really the only time programming is important, is like you ratchet up and then you start back when you go to, so like if you're doing a kettlebell, let's say you're doing the 16 kilo, which is 36 pounds, something like that, and you work your way up to reps and higher reps, higher sets, take it to a point, and you go, okay, now I'm gonna make the jump to the 20 kilo or the 24 kilo. Most people jump from the 16 to the 24, which is 35 to 53 pounds. I really like the 20 kilo, which is 44 pounds. That's a great size for a lot of things, for conditioning and strength. Like, that's the sweet spot for me, for like, you could do everything with it. It's just good. The 53 is a little heavy for high volumes of things, but anyway, so you make the jump to to the next bell. And so instead of doing like, 10 sets of 25, now you jump back down and just doing 10 sets of 5, and then you work your way back up. And that's how you do it, and then you cycle back. And so that way, your joints and shit have time to catch up and get there with you. You gotta pump your own brakes. You gotta be your own governor. And if you're not familiar with what a governor is, that's an engine thing where it's an artificial limitation on what the engine could do, so you don't blow the engine up. You gotta do that to yourself, because your body will just be like, your brain's stupid. It needs you to like, maybe we should go slow. Like, yes, go hard in some things, but if you're going the training route, if you're doing it by yourself, you don't have a personal trainer to smartly program your shit, don't go full gas. You could go all gas, no brakes on walking and riding a bike, provided you're doing stretching and all that stuff, and you're eating properly, and you're resting properly, and you're hydrating. But like, maybe don't all gas, no brakes strength training. That's something that you can do yourself as long as you're getting the volume in, yes, but like, be smart about it. You can injure yourself pretty quickly. God, this started out about hockey and then it got really off the rails, didn't it? Isn't that, that's all my videos. They just get off the rails. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be doing 100 swings a day. I'm gonna try to get back into doing like 5 minutes of stick handling a day. And I think the big kicker is I need to get back doing intermittent fasting. That was what was the most successful for me, which is just like, you just don't eat for 16 hours. You only drink water, plain tea, plain coffee. That's it for 16 hours, and then you have 8 hours to eat. And so it's just like, I am not good at counting, at measuring. I just don't, and even if I try to do it, it falls apart very quickly. So for me, it's just like, just don't eat is a much simpler solution, which of course produces other problems of like, how do you get enough protein? That's, it's meant to confuse you, but it can be simple. Eat less calories, do the work, don't think about time, don't think about rest, unless you're trying to be an elite athlete, which most people aren't. Just get the work in, just go to the gym every day, just even, you'll have slow days, that's fine, you'll have heavy days, that's great. Just make sure you're resting, you're getting water, you're getting protein, and you're not overeating like shitty food, and you should be like, okay. So those are my advices for how I was able to lose weight. That's kind of the path I'm going to be going forward to lose weight again. Intermittent fasting, low carb, high protein, and just, not being too particular, not counting things. Just like, you know when you're fucking up. You know you don't need that third slice of pizza. Like, put a salad on it, like, and don't overdo the dressing. Like, your blood needs that magnesium from that leafy greens. Like, you don't need that whole box of mac and cheese. Like, cut that with some veggies, just throw some fucking veggies in it and make it 2 meals instead of 1. Just simple changes. Add some chicken breasts to get the protein, and you might even be able to cut that into 3 meals. So that's where I'm at. Here, getting back into everything. Over the summer, I feel like I've been really unproductive on a number of things. This like depression I've been going through with this new apartment, and just this lack of productivity. I think what was happening for me is I just like came into this place and I like had expectations, and I tried to manage my expectations as much as possible, and they did not, even my lowered expectations, it was so far below, and it's just like, damn it. So there was just so many problems, and there's this great quote from the movie The Martian, where it's like, the problems come at you and you just gotta stack them up and start solving it one problem at a time. And if you solve enough problems, you get to go home. And I feel like I've slowly been solving those problems, and now I feel like I'm coming home. I feel like I'm home, and I can do better, and I can be better, and I can get back to where I was. Things are getting better in my brain. The fog is dispersing as I chop through it, you know, and light shit up. So that's kind of where I'm at monthly. That's kind of where I'm at mentally, and I'm really stoked about that. Also, what do you think about? I have an overhead fan now. I don't know if that's just distracting or if that's just like hypnotic. Overhead fan. Whoop, 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 whoop. You can probably hear it. Yeah. I feel like I want to put art right here or do something. I might just put a glowy light out there. That could be fun. And because this is my girlfriend's desk here, and so she'll be putting art up, but it's like her desk, so she gets to choose the art. So I might have to be like, listen here, I get to say in your art because it's gonna be my background. Although I suppose I could always like shoot videos like this. Oh, and now you see my art. Well, that's not my art. So this is a Shepherd Fairy, and this one is Jacob Bannon. He's the lead singer of Converge, and this is based off one of my favorite songs of his, called Dark Horse. If you want to hear a Converge song that's like not super noise, listen to Dark Horse. That whole album is good. All We Love We Leave Behind. It's just don't read. Well, I'll tell you, All We Love We Leave Behind is the song is very good. It's about his dog dying when he was on tour, and him like being sad about it. But it's like heavy, and it's so good. That whole album is fucking great. If you want a heavy, like if you want an introduction into like noise metal, All We Love We Leave Behind is that's a good one. As is Miss Machine by Dillinger Escape Plan. Those are two good if you want to get into like real heavy stuff. Real heavy. And it's not just, well, I take that back. Those two bands aren't the heaviest, but they are like the most extreme, like mathematically precise chaos bands. If you want a heavy album, get Ken Mode's Venerable. That album it won a Juno Award, which is like Canadian's version of the Grammys, and it's their best album, and it's so fucking heavy. That's a great album too. Those are three great albums: All We Love Leave Behind by Converge, Miss Machine by Dillinger Escape Plan, and Venerable by Ken Mode. Like, if I could only have three albums, those would be three like noise extreme metal albums. Those three albums would be up there for sure. Definitely top 10, if not top 5. But those are all good albums to get somebody into that kind of music. So if you've been thinking your music is not heavy enough for you, and you want to get into some more of the extremities in the music that the music world has to offer, that would be my recommendation. Anyway, yeah. Oh, you can see my exercise bike too. I bought an exercise bike. I've been using it sometimes, but we've been going to the gym in the apartment very, very regularly. So, but I might start doing 2-a-days. Getting on this bike for a little bit, maybe doing some sprints to offset, you know, kettlebell swings, bike sprints, kettlebell swings, bike sprints, kettlebell swings. You know, back forth, just like a mile as hard as I can go. Yeah. So, that's what I got for you today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're gonna consider drinking the Zeev. And I hope your hockey teams are still in the Stanley Cup. Because mine aren't. Thumbs down. Whatever. It's just hockey. I'm a bandwagon fan.